Hello, and welcome to One Tech World. My name is Sirita Donaldson, and today's presentation is Undeniably Human, Building Future Skills in the Age of Generative AI and AGI. Jim Rohn says humans are the only life forms that will do less than they possibly can. Humans are the only life form that will settle for less. When you think about a tree, how tall will a tree grow? As tall as it possibly can. The human body, which is genetically coded, will grow as tall as it possibly can. But mentally, the part that's in our control, why do we stunt the growth when all other life forms strive to reach their maximum capacity? When we think about life, the true essence of life is growth. So what does this mean for humanity in the wake of generative AI and AGI? While defining AI as a life form might be a stretch, it is essential to consider the capabilities of advanced AI platforms such as ChatGPT, NVIDIA, and Winston AI. They are increasingly bridging the gap between artificial and natural intelligence. So before we get started, let's make sure we all understand the basics. What is generative AI and artificial general intelligence? I'm actually going to start with something that we all know and love, ANI. I'm sure if I asked you all to raise your hands, then you'll all be familiar with ANI because you'll be thinking of Siri or Alexa. But for the sake of the presentation today, let's imagine some particular roles. So ANI is like your trusty chatbot in the company's HR portal. It excels at answering FAQs, handling leave requests, and reminding everybody about Casual Friday. But if you ask it to draft a strategic vision for the next 10 years, it'll probably just reply, "Did you mean vacation?" Whereas AGI is in the role of the all-rounder executive who can lead board meetings, optimize supply chain, even predict stock market trends. But here's the twist. It also insists on discussing quantum physics and during coffee breaks, just occasionally breaks into interpretive dance. And then we get to ASI. Let's picture that as a legendary CTO algorithm that's hidden deep in the server room. It predicts market trends, automates DevOps pipelines, and occasionally rewrites the company mission statement in binary code. But rumor has it, it also binge watches cat videos on the company's private network. But all jokes aside, ANI is here. It's already happening. We're already using it, completing specific tasks better than humans, whereas AGI is in our very near future and will be capable of completing tasks like humans. While ASI is possible, and it's actually what most people are afraid of. It's when machines become better than humans in every task. And so as we think about these types of AI and the future of work, how do we identify the skills that will be needed in our future workplaces? And how can we start to build them today? Generative AI is quickly evolving. And according to Gallup, 22% of full-time American workers fear that AI would reduce their salaries and benefits or replace and eliminate their jobs. The potential is unprecedented. And the technology not only transforms routine work, but brings the power of AI to creative and knowledge work, which leads to not only productivity gains, but also creating new paths for enterprise reinvention. Employees and employers in white-collar sectors need to act faster to adapt to generative AI than those in blue-collar roles. And this is happening around the world. The chart you see there shows the most impacted white and blue-collar jobs by country. But tasks, not jobs, will be the building blocks of workplace transformation going forward. Breaking down a job into tasks and deciding what type of AI is needed, whether that's full automation, creative reasoning, collaboration, and judgment tasks, are all candidates for augmentation with AI. And so, as we navigate this new world, companies and employees will need to learn new strategies for successfully navigating the world of generative AI and AGI in the workplace. So for companies, we're currently in, I'll say, an adoption cycle of a generative AI. And a fortnight survey by America's Census Bureau asked tens of thousands of businesses whether they use some form of AI. And only 5% of Americans, businesses of all sizes, said that they use AI. And an additional 7% plan to adopt it in the next 6 months. And this was as of February of 2024. Most organizations are experimenting by using off-the-shelf foundational models. However, the biggest value for many will come when they customize or fine-tune models using their own data to address their unique needs. And so I have 3 items highlighted here, areas of focus. The first is experiment and fine-tune. So as employers, they've used, for example, Microsoft GitHub and MIT Sloan researchers gave developers randomized access to GitHub Copilot, which is a generative AI for coding, and it took 57% less time than non-users to develop a web server in JavaScript. The second thing companies should look at and focus on is investing in your people. Nearly 6 in 10 organizations plan to use generative AI for learning purposes. Companies need to invest as much in evolving operations and training people as they do in technology. Helping your people keep up with technology-driven change will be one of the most important factors in realizing the full potential of generative AI. The third area of focus is for companies to be responsible and ethical by design from the beginning. Leaders must ensure that generative AI technologies are ethical, responsible, and compliant by design, carefully being reviewed and overseen by humans to ensure the outputs are accurate, unbiased, and free from intellectual property issues. But there's one topic I don't want to just brush over, and that's AI bias. So let's take a moment to discuss. AI bias isn't an abstract idea. It's a concrete issue with discernible causes and impacts. It arises when an algorithm is influenced by flawed assumptions during the machine learning process and produces prejudiced results. AI bias has manifested in several real-world scenarios, and oftentimes it negatively affects minority groups. An example of this is in job application processes, where we've seen resume reviewing programs discriminate against women in technology roles, or from a facial recognition perspective, where San Francisco banned facial recognition in 2019 due to its inaccuracies with dark-skinned individuals and women. Another place where this shows up is from a housing perspective. AI tools have been implicated in housing discrimination, affecting tenant selection and mortgage qualifications. And if we dive into hiring and lending processes, AI has perpetuated bias in hiring processes and in financial lending. And this goes across this goes across industries. So from a healthcare perspective, technological advancements intended to benefit all patients have inadvertently deepened healthcare disparities for people of color. So these examples highlight the urgent need for measures to address AI bias in order to ensure fairness and equity. But what can we do? What are some steps that we can take? I'm glad you asked. Education and transparency is key. We don't know what we don't know, and that can be the source of fear for many people. Help increase the understanding of AI and its implications by providing ongoing education for your people and share how you're using AI in your organizations. AI systems should be transparent and their decisions explainable. This builds trust not only in your people, but also in your customer base as well. The second way we can help to eliminate AI bias is through diverse data and diverse teams. Use diverse and inclusive data sets, including data from all demographic groups, and ensure that minority populations are adequately represented. And the same goes for your team. It's imperative that a diverse range of voices and perspectives are included in discussions about AI and its governance to ensure that the benefits of AI are shared widely and potential harms are anticipated and mitigated. And third way that we can focus on eliminating AI bias is through monitoring and regulation. Implementing regular auditing and continuous monitoring of AI systems to detect any patterns of prejudice or discrimination is key. And more importantly, enforce regulations to prevent misuse of AI, address bias and discrimination, and penalize those that fail to address these issues. By taking these steps, we can help shape a future where GenAI is used responsibly and ethically. Now back to how are we navigating it, but from an individual's perspective. The first thing that I want us to all do as individuals is be open. Be open to incorporating automation tools into your routine work, whether that's starting with ChatGPT or Google's Gemini or Microsoft's Copilot. If you're new to the job market or open to exploring new career opportunities, machine learning and AI programming may be an option for you. So look into some of the newfound courses and roles that may be popping up in this space. The second thing as an individual you can do is just own your own journey. Leverage any employer-offered solutions, tools, and trainings. It is your responsibility. Take short courses, familiarize yourself using these AI tools ethically. There's so much content out there on YouTube, dare I say TikTok, research articles, so much out there. It's up to you for you to own your journey. And the third thing that I want to call out for individuals is to never stop growing. Upskilling and reskilling are so important in today's age and for the future of work. Never underestimate the power of soft skills, and I like to call them core skills. From emotional intelligence, right? Your ability to perceive and process the emotions of yourself and others. Are you able to be active listening, being more self-aware, building grit and resilience? All of these are qualities that enrich the human experience. Problem solving is a key skill. ChatGPT, it can give you some answers, but depending upon the knowledge base, there's biases that it may have, inaccuracies that it may have. Those are things that you want to make sure that you're taking into consideration, because those sorts of AI may not have or may not consider the breadth of human knowledge and experience. And from a problem-solving perspective, it's also important that no matter what, you ask yourself, what's the root cause of the problem? What have we tried and learned from this? Or what else or whose perspective am I missing? The third skill I want to call out is leadership skills. So we're going beyond just technical knowledge and digital literacy. And we're thinking about, can you motivate people into action? Do you know how to help people evolve through periods of change? Skills like empathy and conflict resolution, performance management are all important. And so you can take management courses, you can hire a coach yourself, you can listen to podcasts, which is one of my favorite things to do. These are critical to your success as a manager and as a leader. And lastly, I would like to call out the skill of building, I'll say rapport building or relationship building. That is the most important and most valuable skill that can never be replaced. And you can do that through attending events, getting to know people, whether that's in person or online, being approachable, sharpening your communication skills, really truly being your most authentic self, because that is what will build trust, and that is what will strengthen those relationships. So those are just a few skills that I wanted to call out that actually needed more than ever. And those are skills that current AI lack. So to close our presentation today, the essence of thought as the essence of life is growth. And that's from Oscar Wilde. It is the growing of our minds that we can control. So why not strive to be the best that we can be? As I mentioned at the beginning of our presentation, all life forms inherently strive towards their maximum potential, but the choice is ours. Do we just get by and let fear and anxiety take over? Or do we leverage the power of technology to help us be all that we can be? I'm choosing to strive for the max. I'm choosing the all, and I hope you join me. Learn all you can, do all you can, give all you can, but most importantly, stay undeniably human. Thank you.